Coming to you live from the Motor City of Detroit, this is Get Off My Lawn Live with your host, Eric Buckner. Brought to you by the Nighthawk Network. Nighthawk Network. Our voices for our people. Good evening, everybody. It's your boy, Big E. Eric Buckner in the building. Welcome again to another episode of Get Off My Lawn Live. How are you guys doing this evening? Hopefully everybody is well. Thank you all who are joining via Facebook or YouTube or other platforms, because my guests this evening, they good at that social media thing. Absolutely. So they've been putting us out there, and I'm looking very forward to talking to them and them talking to you and you getting to know what they are about. Of course, the women that I'm speaking of are the people known for the GirlStop Podcast. That's right, GirlStop. Those of you not familiar, let me give you a quick introduction. Hi, this is Eric Buckner, host of Get Off My Lawn Live. Please join us March 9th as I have as my special guests the ladies of the GirlStop Podcast. Please join us. Get off my lawn. And here they are in the flesh.
Hey.
Hold on.
Everyone.
Good evening.
And move me in the middle there. Okay. To my left, we have Miss Elaine Miller, who, among other things, is a host of the GirlStop Podcast and several other ventures that we will talk about this evening. Not to mention, that's my fam, y'all. That's my cousin. Don't you see the resemblance? Look at it. Look at that forehead. The Buckner type children, they got that forehead. We all know about it. And of course, on the right to us is her homegirl, her bestie, Miss Lateisha Willams.
What's up with y'all? Hello, everyone.
Yes. And they are here representing their podcast, the GirlStop Podcast, and themselves as well. Because not only are they working women, they have growing LLC type business ventures. One of them is an author. They are both mothers. They got a lot going on, y'all. We want to talk a little bit about all of it this evening. I want to introduce them to you and you to them. So that being said, I see we already got people checking in. Who we got? Hey, what's going on? That's my friend Amy, who is part of the Nighthawk Network Pep Squad, who not only supports us in all our ventures, but as far as friend Amy goes, she is my show contributor. She is also the person that does my research department. She is also a person that does my fact checking. So I appreciate her very much, along with H2, who will check in shortly, I'm pretty sure. But nonetheless, y'all, these are my guests this evening. I'm looking forward to talking to them about their podcast and many other topics we may bring up, if time permitting, of course, because we got things to do in the morning. At least they.
Yes, sir.
Right now. I'm just running the network, but even that's a lot of work, trust and believe. But nonetheless, y'all, let me take this quick commercial break. We will get back to it. So that gives you time to go ahead, settle in, grab your drink, something to eat. Let fam know that, Elaine on, y'all. Y'all better go and see what's going on with family. About time we had on some good guests.
It's time to get ready.
Absolutely. So that being said, we do all that. We will talk to people that are part of the Nighthawk Network and some of the wonderful promos they have given me, along with some of my own handiwork. And we will be back after those messages. This is Get Off My Lawn Live.
Hello. It's another glorious day, my T-Steppers, and you know what time it is. I hope you have all of your comforts together, because it's time to dish tea. And you're dishing tea, darlings, with Big Meat.
Can't wait. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat.
Darling.
Nikki.
Let's talk. Let's
Nikki.
Let's talk.
Let's talk.
Let's talk.
Nikki. Nikki. Hey, bitches.
And now, once again, from the iconic city of Baltimore, we bring you season 2 of Elaine Hologram. Hey, bitches, let's talk about it. This is Get Off My Lawn Live. Join us as we talk trending topics, world and local issues, and the conversations that we need to talk about as people. Get Off My Lawn Live is a Nighthawk Network presentation. The views and opinions expressed here on Get Off My Lawn Live are those of the host or his guests and do not necessarily reflect those of the Nighthawk Network or its associates. Viewer and listening discretion is advised. All right, you guys, welcome back. This is Get Off My Lawn Live. I am your boy, Big E. And there go little E right there, Miss Elaine Miller, and her girl, Lateisha.
What's up? What's up?
Ladies of the GirlStop Podcast. There we go. Keep me in the middle there.
If you would have met him.
Here's the thing, ladies. As I do at this time every week, before I get into the deep dive of my discussions for the evening, I talk some of the trending topics of the week. So if you guys don't mind, would you have that discussion with me?
Let's get it. Let's get it.
Let's do it.
Some of y'all love what I got to say, but some of y'all probably happy that there's some extra folks in here to discuss, so you don't have to hear my mouth for the next 2.5 hours. You know what I'm saying? It's all good, though. You know I love you. Hold on. Before we get there, let's check out a few of these comments here. All right. Fact Checker Research Department. That's you, Amy. Love you.
Okay, Amy. Let's get it.
Nikki in the house. What's going on, Nikki Boo? Checking on in. Hey, E, that's right. What up, Nikki? Thanks for checking into the show. You know I love and appreciate you. That is Aunt Nikki from her Let's Aunt Nikki Talks, as well as Big Meech, Dish and Tea. She is one of the co-hosts, part of the Nighthawk Network, as are these young ladies right here, the women of the GirlStop Podcast. We have Lateisha Williams Howard right there on the right of me. And on the left of me, we have Elaine Miller. And they are both co-hosts, and they do their thing. We're going to talk all about their podcast and we get through talking these trending topics. So look to do that very shortly, okay? So we're only going to talk about a few trending topics this week. As you know, the main things that people are talking about, of course, is the fact that the virus is still out here, but it is declining. The numbers are lessening by the day. And part of the reason is because the vaccinations are going up by the day. In fact, it's been reported that there's now more people that have received at least one shot of the vaccine here in the United States than people who have actually been reported as having had the virus at this point. So that is good news. That means almost 12% of the American population has had some form of vaccine at this point in time. That being said, we are getting to the point now where we're getting past the seniors and the frontline workers or whatnot and getting closer to when the main people in the population, the Gen Pop people, can take part in the vaccination. Among them being myself, as I have been informed by my family members and the city of Detroit that I will be eligible to take the vaccine if I so choose to on March the 22nd. Now, that being said, folks, now that it's getting closer to that time to where you may be eligible to take the vaccine, I know the answer to this right off the rip with some of y'all. Hell no, never no, forget that no. I be damn no, I don't give a smurf no. It's not gonna happen here, not ever, ever, ever. They not giving me that poison. I don't trust it. I don't trust it. I don't trust it. But some of y'all like myself, that's kind of like, we get close to that decision. Now that being said, my fellow special guest this evening, I pose a question to you. 1, have you taken vaccine? 2, when it comes time for you to be able to take vaccine, are you or are you not? Why not? Let's hear it.
You go here, E. Let them hear. Let them hear what you gonna do about your vaccine.
Well, I mean, let me just start off by saying, I work in healthcare, which I'm just gonna say I work in healthcare, and I was actually just in a meeting today about Missouri because we're here in Missouri, and I want to say that our COVID infection rate is down to like 3%, which is the lowest it's been. Which, I mean, that's good news. But whenever I get asked that question, I don't plan on getting the vaccine. Some people a lot of people probably disagree with that, but right now I don't have any intentions on getting it. I'm not to say I'll never receive the vaccine, but if you ask me today and tomorrow, I'm going to say no. But I am eligible to receive the vaccine since I do work in healthcare. I'm in that, I think it's phase 1 or phase 1A or phase 1B. I can't get the vaccine, but at this point in time, based on really just my gut and my energy, I make a lot of decisions based on not a lot of decisions. I'm making this decision based on how I feel. Until I feel comfortable and safe in getting the vaccine. Right now, I'm not vaccinated, but a lot of people in my circle have gotten vaccinated. So I'm not like in that camp of fuck this, fuck that, woo, woo, poison this. But I'm also not like, sign me up tomorrow, want to give it to me. So I'm in the middle. I haven't ruled it out, but I haven't received it yet either. And that's kind of where I'm at with it.
Okay. All right. Hold on, y'all. Nick, I got you. You see, I got you. All right, carry on. Yeah, Miss Lateisha.
No, I am not. Don't plan on it. I ain't thought twice about it. I do work in healthcare myself, so I'm able to get it. They asked us the other day. No. And I've gotten like the regular flu shot before, but that was only because I was in the hospital. Like I had to. I'm not knocking anybody that does, you know what I'm saying? Hey, but me personally, no, I don't want it. I'm the kind of person, yes, I don't know what's in it. I'm scared of it. I don't know what they doing. They ain't telling us the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like it's too new. Like I don't know. I don't know. Maybe later my mind might change, but I feel like it's gonna be like a mesothelioma commercial. If you had this shot, you will be eligible for such and such. You know, it's just a history of the things that go on in our country. So I'm not really with it. You know what I mean? But it's a lot of people that are around me who have gotten it and who have also had COVID. And that's the reason why they've gotten the vaccine. So, yeah.
Yep. But we got people checking in. Okay. Yep. We already took care of that, Nikki. You see that?
I mean, I would say I'm not just out here just frivolously, you know, in situations where, you know, like I like to call them COVID spreaders. But so I'm not one of those individuals. I do keep myself safe. I do wear my mask. I take precautions. And I want to be mindful of those around me because I do have young children and the babysitter, she's 79. So if anything, I'm more concerned with getting her infected. So, I'm mindful of those things.
Yes.
Understood. Okay. What's up, Big Easy and ladies? I'm not taking it. That is Coach V checking in. What up, Coach V? We already know how you feel about that. You will see a common thing, I'm sure, if you see the guests responding to this. We've had this discussion several times before, y'all.
Okay.
Hello, Aunt Nikki. Miss Patty saying to Aunt Nikki, what is this? You know what this is, cuz. This is Get Off My Lawn Live, and you recognize this young lady right here.
Hey, cousin.
Look at the fam checking in. Hey, niece and cousin, I'm not getting it. Could have got it, but just waiting. Now they talking about the obese need to get it. There's that.
See, every other time it's a different target. You know what I'm saying? They just, I don't know.
Aunt Nikki, very, very vocal in her displeasure.
Hell, Smurfing though.
That's right. That's right, Nikki. That's right.
My daughter both said it's too new, and they are not telling everyone about the vaccination. Exactly. I mean, bottom line, my main concern personally is that, yeah, remember, this is the greatest experiment in the history of man in regards to how many people across the world are taking a vaccine that has not been fully tested and implemented. I am very clear about that when we have these discussions. But in the same token, I would not advocate for or against anyone choosing to take or not take it. There are several family members on my side of the family, my mom's side, that have taken the vaccine and they are doing quite well. There are some who have had complications. You know, basically, some people feel like you got any side effect. Nope, that's bad.
Right.
Somebody right now that has taken a second vaccine and they feel like they still ain't felt right since. They are not like severely ill, but in the same token, they do not feel like themselves, and that's what they contribute to be the issue. So these are things that I'm weighing back and forth. We had a family meeting today where it was discussing. It was like, I'm worried about you. Please take that because I don't want nothing to happen to you. You see how big you is and whatnot. Don't fall out of because of COVID-19. I got to at least think about what family think, but in the end, it's my decision. I one got to live with it when hella bad. Not to mention I'm not working right now, so it's like I'm going to get vaccinated to come on back home and chill for another month and a half till my job starts. So
yeah.
Okay. And then of course we have my cousin saying he getting his second dose next Wednesday. Sedville Buck, you know who that is, do you not, cousin?
We got all of them in here tonight, don't we? That's what I'm talking about.
It took me to get these fine women up in here for the family to finally check in. They ain't just before this. It's this big old he up in here. Y'all be like, oh, he on? Okay. Now tonight y'all want to chill. All right, I see how y'all is.
Well, a lot of people that I've spoken to that have gotten the vaccine, most of them, they haven't gotten a reaction that's not expected. I'll say that. So
because honestly, all the people that I've been hearing that have gotten it, it sounds like a flu vaccine. Like they feel weak, they feel sick, they feel, fatigue, maybe a little bit
very similar.
Yeah, very similar. And I mean, it seems very similar to me. Even, I mean, I'm not saying aside from, but it seems to be similar to me. Right. Like, especially how you have to get it and how, some shots is like, oh, well, it's not 100%. Well, this one's just going to prevent you from not getting as sick. And there's a new strand now and all this different stuff. So it is a whole lot to consider. Whole lot to consider. Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Especially when you sit down and go through the websites and stuff as I have. They called me the Nighthawk Network, the vaccine expert in regards to COVID, because I've done hours and hours of research in regards to that. Like I said, I would be not smart to not consider some of the good and the bad that I've seen in regards to that right now.
Absolutely.
Dr. Fauci on TV every other day with, well, now that I've learned, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, and he's honest about it, but in the same token, sometimes he on there and I be like, are you sure, Dr. Fauci? I trust you in that thing, but come on now. Anyway, hold on. Yeah, I'm not against anyone who chooses to get it. I'm just not getting it. I understand that.
And then did y'all see how they tried to have Wendy Williams on there? And Dr. Oz was like, well, Wendy, since you're not getting it, thousands of Americans aren't going to get it. And she said, hey, she said the same thing. Hey, Nikki said, like, listen, I don't know what they going to do, but I'm not. I don't trust it. I'm not getting it. And he's like, well, let's talk about this. She was like, look, we can have as many discussions as you want, basically, but I'm not getting it. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
My mom, dad, stepmom, and older sister have all gotten the vaccine. My aunt has gotten the vaccine. My mother's gotten the vaccine. I understand all of that. The difference between the flu shot and this one, I think, is the strange body aches. That is part of it. Several people have reported of having problems in terms of itches and rashes as well.
Mm-hmm.
My stepmom said that the COVID-19 made her wrists and ankles ache. Mm-hmm. Period, says Nikki.
Period. Girl, stop.
Nothing to talk about.
Nothing.
Nikki probably mad right now that we even having this discussion.
What we even talking about it for? Yes, absolutely.
All the time, Nikki. You know that. Vitamin D, vitamin C, and zinc every day also is what Cuz is saying.
Yes.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did. She went there. But anyway, we're going to move on because y'all ready for me not to talk about that no more. I understand. But anyway, Keisha, I see you in the building. All the fam checking in. Tommy Jones, okay, all right. So next topic of the discussion, what y'all really want to talk about? Uncle Joe getting us ready, y'all. Help is on the way. That's what he's been telling us, right? As we speak, they're getting them papers ready right now in the House of Representatives to overview that 600 pages, to sign and dot and cross off a few more of those T's, and everything goes as planned. Tomorrow they plan on voting, and Joe plans on signing on Friday the COVID-19 relief bill so that millions of Americans can get much needed help in returns of, well, hold on. Let me show y'all exactly what he's talking about with this.
Okay.
We saw this last week.
Let us see. Let us know.
It made some slight adjustments. Hold on here.
They did say he ain't gonna sound like your boy did though.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Let me show y'all. All right, y'all seeing that now? So here's the thing, y'all. There is some slight adjustments they made since last time we talked. As y'all know, that minimum wage, that ain't happening. They threw that on out. We ain't got time for that because in the end, that ain't part of what this is. They still plan on getting that in, and they should. I must point out that, remember, that $15 minimum wage, that don't mean that the minute they sign it, we go from $7.25 in some cases straight to 15. It will be implemented over time. And I think that time is going to probably get stretched out further whenever they finally do pass that through. But no, this time, not so much. Remember that extra enhanced unemployment, talking about 400? No, they say y'all good with that 3. So they switched it back to 3 like it is now. But instead of it ending in June for a lot of people, it's being extended to the second week of September, which is good news.
Yeah.
So time to get yourself together, get vaccinated, time for your job to open back up safely, implement all the things they need to do so people can come back in there and congregate the right way. For those that choose to do it the right way, for people in Texas, they don't give a damn. Because starting tomorrow, it's on, y'all. They're opening up everything. We'll talk about that in a second. But anyway, hold on. A lot of comments. Hold on. We got to address the people. That's what we like around here.
Absolutely.
I love when y'all chime in. You know I do. I will not be getting, it says Big Meech of Dish and Tea, and we'll consider it when we get to its 3rd or 4th incarnation of the thing, because he's looking at it like PS5. You know, them first few, you must not necessarily want to get because it's going to have that one problem, and you're going to have to get it returned in and get a special adapter and all that so it works properly. That's how you're looking at that vaccine right now. I ain't mad at you.
Okay.
I'm not. I believe you have to keep people informed. Bottom line is she ain't having it, y'all. She's not with the ish, okay?
Okay.
And I went to Daytona Bike Week. I know you did, cuz you was like Smurfy. If I'm gonna get COVID, I'm gonna get COVID. I seen what was going on. Everybody, their mom and their grandma was in. Was there? Mask be damned. I seen very few.
Very few. Very few.
It's the military force in your blood that say, okay, it's just another mission. I want to go to Bike Week, and I'm going to damn Bike Week. I get it. It's my money, and I need it now. Talk about that stimmy. That's all I'm doing on social media. Come on,
money.
with that stimmy.
Hey, somebody posted a meme and it had their like 6 kids, and at the top of each kid it was 1,400.
Because in the end, all the stuff I showed you, don't nobody care nothing about. All they care about is that stimmy.
That's it.
But hold on, we have to go there. Give me a second.
That's what kind of alarms me though. You know what I'm saying? It's like you put this in front of me and you forgetting all about this over here. You know what I'm saying? Like this is like all the changes, you know, you got a kind of distraction. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like I ain't worried about everything else. I just want the money. And it's like, hold on.
Wages increase. And keep in mind, I'm glad you pointed that out, because part of that bill also is supposed to be increases in Social Security and the monthly benefit in regards to that as well, as long as extra tax breaks for people and their children. So some of y'all that filed y'all taxes early, you might want to look into getting some amendments so that you get a little bit more money. For those of you that ain't filed it yet, go on and wait till they pass this thing so you can get a little extra. Y'all tripping out. Here's the real thing, ladies. On the one hand, we got the stimulus going on, right? about to get that $1,400 for each person in the house. So you rock about 3 or 4 kids. You got you and your boo. Y'all getting broke off. Let's see, quick math, about 7 G's somewhere along them lines. In addition, you getting that extra money from the tax ballership that you get for having said children and being head of household and what have you. And then you get an extra boost bonus this year, especially designed for 2021. So you get an extra tax break on each person and depending on your house. So I was talking to one lady at the bank the other day. She's looking at about 26 grip, real quick light in the next 2 to 4 weeks.
Whoa.
Now, when people getting that type of money, of course, it's going to do what the 1%ers will have us do, get that big money and blow it all, spend it, stimulate this economy. Take that money and get it in your pocket, put it right out to Amazon, Walmart, all the big money people, so they can make the biggest profits of all time.
I mean, let's be honest though. Let's really be honest. That's exactly why we keep getting it. That's exactly why we're putting it right back into the economy. There's no jobs. Everybody's at home in the pandemic, stuck at home, but the stock market is going up. You can invest in this. This is a seller's market. They bidding 40 and 50,000 over the home price. So you can't tell me that this is not exactly the plan. Go buy your TV, go buy your Jordans, go buy your bundles, go buy your new, you know what I'm saying, your PS5s, all that. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because, again, we're not even looking at it like that. We just looking at, oh my gosh, let's just get the check. And I'm not saying everybody gonna squander it. I'm not saying that. But at the same time, a lot of us aren't thinking like the 1%. You feel me? We're not worried about putting it back into something that's gonna give me long term. We just thinking, oh, the government will give me some more.
Hold on, y'all. Comments flowing tonight. I love it. Okay, hopefully I'm not tempting fate, but so far I've been safe from COVID-19 because of isolation, good hygiene, and social distance, limited outing. Same here. I don't be going nowhere. And damn if you feel some type of way about it. Call me.
Hey, I didn't want to touch nothing before COVID.
That part. But Governor Hogan here in Maryland are giving all state employees $1,000 next month. Awesome.
That's what's up.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Okay. With the stimulus, are they giving monthly payments for low-income families in terms of what, Amy? I'm not quite sure. Kind of expound on that, would you? Okay. You got a full sleeve tattoo girl.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes, sir. I got to get this done now.
That's what's up. Okay. I haven't had any time to read up on it. Okay. When you get that info, please get that to me, Amy. I appreciate you. Did they say every child was getting $1,400 too? That is correct. Everybody in the house, $1,400.
Everybody.
Now, if that's new news to y'all and y'all just finding this out for the first time, I think I'd have made y'all real happy. See why you need to do your research sometimes? I'd have made you an extra $1,500, $1,800 just telling you that. Yes, says Amy. Okay. They are counting on the reckless, irresponsible. Absolutely they are. Absolutely they are. Yes, the stimulus is exactly that. It's not intended to pay bills, not for real. They want us to purchase things.
It's not enough to pay bills if you're really struggling like that.
That part. Like, keep in mind, in an ideal world, for some people that's months and months behind in their rent and mortgage and car payments and loans and whatnot, that money, if you deal with it properly, you right back broke again if you deal with it that way, regardless of what thousands of dollars it is. In other words, part of the problem the Republicans has that, okay, why are we going to get everybody $1,400? First of all, the kids shouldn't be getting $1,400. Second of all, this people and these people and these people shouldn't be getting $1,400. You already giving them extra unemployment money, what have you. So they had that back and forth. But in the ideal world, Republicans don't care. It's still going to benefit them in the end. And do understand, Republicans, y'all being a Republican state, correct? Governor's Republican, right?
Yes. Yes,
I understand that in the end, this thing benefits the people. Most of the people here in America, go to whatever poll you want, say they want the stimulus and they want it now. Run the loop. Run the loop. Most of the people in America, they want $15 minimum wage. Run the loop, run the loop. But yet and still, you still go out and your policies go against what the public want. Remember, Republican, Democrat, Independent, otherwise, you work for the people. The people voted you in to cover their better interests. If you're not willing to do that, you are not doing your job properly. You need to be up out of there.
Period. Pooh.
2022. Why y'all keep voting for the same old fools over and
No,
over?
Big E, that's real talk. These people been in there longer than we've been alive and ain't done nothing. Do you hear me? I'm talking about not a single change. And that, like, I just seen an article or something. They spending millions and billions of dollars lobbying. What are we getting? Please tell me. I'm trying to figure out. I'm going in here to talk to you for you to do what again? What is it that you're doing for me?
Someone told me that parents with young children under a certain income is getting $300 a month. I haven't read it up. And in terms of the monthly, that might be right, Amy. I'm gonna look into that myself. I'm still waiting on determination from unemployment, by the way. And
wow.
Amy has filed for unemployment damn near a year ago and still ain't heard nothing from the fine state of Alabama.
Oh, man.
I remember you telling this story and I couldn't believe how long it's been.
If they ever do right by you and you find out, you better go on our support group and show up and show out.
Do you hear
me? I'm gonna be happy as hell for you that day. Because Lord knows they owe you so much money. It's a damn ridiculous. Anyway, look at me. Stimulus. You want that money. I ain't mad at you, bro. I ain't mad at you. Like my rent, says Aunt Nikki. The $1,200 don't even cover my rent, but it did help. The $600 went to other bills also. I feel that. The majority of most of mine went to those things as well.
Yeah.
If you live in Manhattan, New York, that money ain't doing nothing. Exactly. Rent. Now, granted, they actually have $15 an hour unemployment.
Yep.
I mean, not unemployment. I mean,
minimum wage.
As well as California and about 10 other states. But in the same token, that should be nationwide. You know, the little states, the people where the McConnells and Rand Pauls and stuff come from, that can afford to pay people $15 supposedly, but ain't it Walmart's down there? Ain't it Target's down there? Ain't Sears, Kroger, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. All the factories and the plants and all that, right in the center of the places, they ain't supposed to have them. Yep.
Right. Honestly, I did the same thing, said Amy. Yes, girl, buy every damn thing you want, Amy. For real, when you get that money, ball out, I ain't gonna say nothing to you. You have earned that right. I had to file unemployment in Georgia, actually. Oh, okay. That make it even worse.
Yeah, Amy, spend that shit. Spend that shit.
We actually sat down. Remember that one day, Amy tried to calculate what they owe you? I couldn't even think about it right now.
I was watching that episode whenever y'all were doing that. It's gonna be a check. It's gonna be a big check.
It's gonna be a nice check.
I'm getting a check for this last year.
I went on earlier in the week doing our pre-show, explaining to people, please don't go out there and get willy-nilly and happy with that money like that. Remember, this thing might blow up. Texas might open wide up and spread COVID like never before through everywhere. And here we go, got to shut it all down again. And remember, we got a president now that ain't gonna be like stupid. He gonna be like, look, damn it, it's happening again. Shut it down. I know y'all gonna be mad, but hey, I gave y'all stimulus. We're gonna work on another one for y'all, but we can't have this.
We'll get y'all some more money. Don't worry about it.
Exactly.
Uncle Joe take care of you.
The Republicans gonna be mad as hell, but if it go down like that, it better go down like that. That's ridiculous. Yeah, talking about that unemployment. I know, Miss Pat, for real. Yeah, a check for real. Give every family $1 million. It would be cheaper for real, and we would stimulate for. Well, Andrew Yang, y'all remember that, brother? Remember how he talked about doing $1,000 a month for every American? Don't sound so crazy now, dude.
Nope.
We got some of our Canadian viewers probably checking in on the YouTube. They know what that is. They've been getting that.
Stimulate the economy, straight up.
I won't be mad. I wouldn't be mad either.
At all.
You saw that reparations and everything else in one fatal swoop. 330 million Americans, $1 million. That figured out to about 4 trillion and some change, give or take.
But it's crazy because they make it. That's how much they keep making the deficit go up anyway by all the stuff they keep doing. They just keep punching a number. It's not backed by anything. There's not like it used to be in the 70s and 60s.
The great Tupac Shakur. We got money for war, but can't feed the poor. That part. We can do everything else. I remember Andrew Yang saying that, absolutely. And they was all saying he was crazy at the time, but Think about it now.
They always
$1,000 a month for 500. Absolutely, Nikki. You better say that. I will too. 100.
Sign me up.
They always say that my bad, Big E. They always say that the innovators and the thinkers is crazy. You know what I'm saying? When you think outside the box, you gotta be labeled something because you thinking out, you questioning what's going on. It don't make sense, and you thinking about something different. So you crazy.
Right. Okay. Meetra's saying, no, catch the T, stim you less. You will not get all that you need, but it will be less than you need stimulus. And get all your lust at the stimulus. Tempt you with your lust for money. Absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I would for 600. Yeah, well, anyway, that is that. I got one little quick topic we're gonna get into, and then we got to talk about these ladies and their show. Okay, we got to get to that. All right. They got babies and stuff to deal with. They got to work in the morning. We can't spend all night talking on these things. Okay, here's the thing. There was a State of the City address here in Detroit this evening, and our fine mayor, he has discussed with us some things he would like to do for the city as he does, and he's doing a pretty good job of keeping up with his promises so far. Especially, we'll probably do that considering this is an election year this year. Not good to be a liar near the end of your term. That don't play out well in the ballot box. But anyway, he is going to set up something to where every person who is an adult here in the city of Detroit that is looking to get their GED, he will not only help you sign you up so you can get said GED, he will be paying $10 an hour per hour of credit as you learn to do so. That way, you don't have to be concerned about having to work and try to get your GED at the same time. What do you think of that proposal, ladies?
You take this one first since I went on the vaccine. Go ahead.
I think that's cool. I think that's a good thing because anytime you are an adult, you have to be responsible for yourself and probably your household. So that's a lot of reason why the people don't finish school in the first place, because they're responsible for themselves or somebody else. So I think it's a good incentive to go. I mean, just think about it. It's sometimes if you go to a community college, you get a Pell Grant, or you get some type of assistance or whatever. So yeah, I don't think that's a bad idea at all. And he knew exactly what it was doing right before election time too.
Mm-hmm.
Let me add that was a smart thing to do. You know what I'm saying? And especially in a city like where you live in, us not so much, but especially like I said, you live in, because I know that the rate of that, nobody having a high school diploma or GED is probably extremely high. So that's definitely a way to help that. Okay, I get some time. That's going to pay for gas money. That might pay for, lunch. That'll pay for, even if their home is taken care of, that's still going to help with some type of stipend. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think that's a good one.
All right, Lil E, what you got?
I mean, I would just echo those same sentiments. A lot of the programs that I try to set clients up with, if they know that they're going to get, that's not necessarily paid to participate in the program, but know they're going to have some sort of financial gain from doing so, they're more likely to complete the program and stay engaged with it and stay committed. So I don't know. I think that whenever you're trying to go to school or get a certification, like Lateisha saying, a lot of times they don't finish or end up going is because they can't afford to pay for the certification and on top of that, not work. So they just don't do it at all and they choose to go into the workforce. So I support it.
All right. Good insight, ladies. Appreciate it. Okay, a couple quick comments before we move on here. I would also, we went there. Only about 129 million families, so 130 million. So, cuz what you telling me is because I've chosen not to have no children and don't have no family, ain't never been married, I'm supposed to miss out on my million because I ain't part of a family? Man, you better get up out of here. I want my million too, cuz. Selfish ass. Okay, anyway, here's the T. We who know this. What is your plan of action? Stimulus coming, tax refund, unemployment payments. Do you have a budget ready? Absolutely, I do, sir. I do. Because in the ideal world, I'm going to this as I did on that fateful day in March 26th, when I no longer was employed, and said to myself, I'd be damned if you about to sit here for however long it is and not make out better on the other side and then when you came in, okay? We're going to do things to implement growth. We're going to get our finances together. We're going to make sure that when we come out of this thing, we got some money to work with in regards to not starting out from scratch, and we're going to move forward. So, no, I'm not about to get my stimulus and my tax refund and blow it on this, and that. I got plenty of TVs in this house. I got my computer. I got my phone. I don't need too much of nothing else. Yeah, I want some new carpet. Yeah, I'm gonna paint a little bit, but beyond that, that ain't gonna cost no $20,000-$30,000. Not that I'm getting that much. But, I understand if I look back and be sitting there in August like, damn, knowing we need a car. Why not blow 20-some thousand on this, and this? And we had that same discussion every year, several of us, in regards to our tax refund. That's why I call this tax baller season. Because y'all ball out of control, lobster tails and champagne and caviar for everybody for 30 days. And then by the time they get here, you ain't got a damn nickel.
Hey, you know what they said? The crab ain't gonna be a crab leg in the ocean. It'll come in a few months. It ain't gonna be.
While y'all talking about spending money, people, this right here, life insurance. That part. So you don't get no GoFundMe later on talk about I ain't got no money paying my baby.
And that's the thing. Have a plan for your money. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's saying like don't pay yourself. Anybody that talks about money is gonna say pay yourself. Cool. That don't mean you spend the entire 100% on you. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, you might want to get this, you might want to get some new crop, you might want to get that. Cool, do your thing. But the whole 20,000, you feel what I'm saying? Like,
Lateisha, hold on. Talk to your family. E. Talk to your family.
I'm gonna blow mine.
No, I already have my budget set and prepared. I always pay myself first, but.
No, you see Uncle Buck say is that Uncle Buck or Cousin Buck? He said he's doing his, period.
Well, I mean,
you're looking like your mama. Yeah, you do look like, girl. You know you do.
He financially stable, so he could play with his money because he got a foundation. But some people don't have
that foundation. And all that got that money coming in from the government. I understand that, but no, don't blow all that money, cuz.
But I'll never forget the day I was working at an after school program, and it was around tax season. And I had come to work with the kids, teach them how to read after school. And I had my hair braided in micro braids back then. And one of the kids was like, Missy Lady, is that your tax here? You got your tax money? And I'm thinking, little do you know, I don't have no children or nothing. I don't get a tax refund. I don't get a tax refund. I'm like, no, this is my work money. That's how I got
here tax balling.
So it's just the thought that it's like, it's just what people do at this point where you get your tax money, you get you a car that's probably going to break, that typically breaks down. You get food, you get shoes, but then you look up 2 or 3 weeks later and you have nothing to show for it.
I'm not trying to be funny, but that's our poverty mindset. That's our culture that thinks like that. Oh, what you doing for tax season? You literally sit around and think, oh my gosh, it's tax season. That's like the topic of discussion everywhere you go. You don't have that in the other more affluent communities. They pay that if they don't pay them every quarter, they don't care because they already know they're gonna be taken care of anyway because they writing everything off because they own 10 businesses and 20,000 properties.
Not to mention that part of the COVID bill they don't care about. They care about the one in regards to the small business loans and whatnot. That's going to be their tax baller season because they're not getting that $1,400. They make too much.
That part. They wrote it all off anyway. You know what I'm saying? They like, I don't care.
Small business illegal. I mean, that loan for themselves. That's how they going to get paid.
We were just talking about that on one of our episodes too. People scamming that program.
Yes, you were. $300 a month for low-income families per child is essentially an advance on the new child tax credit, supposed to go into effect in the second half of the year. Okay, thank you, Amy. Research department be on it, y'all.
Fact checker.
Amy is the best. Okay, explain that concept of pay myself. Folks don't know what that means. Yeah, go ahead and go into that a little bit, E.
Basically pay myself first, meaning whenever I'm doing my budget, I got 5% that's my blow money. The rest of it is going to bills, savings, or investing. So I have 5% of money that I can just do whatever I want to do with that. I'm taking that money first before I do anything else. That's what I mean by pay myself first.
Mm-hmm. And she don't necessarily mean go out and get high, shit, or drunk as hell. Oops, did I say that out loud? But you know that's what's coming in. Anyway, damn thing. The kids are trying to talk about tax refund money. I know, right? Yeah, we hear you.
No, I was
It's rims and everything. If you invest your money in that, cuz I ain't mad at none of that. Because that's a long-term investment working on your vehicle. We don't qualify, but I wish they would make some of these people with 3 or more children invest in something or put them on a month. And yeah, let me go there while I'm on the subject, as I do every year. Mothers, daughters, I understand I'm not a parent, and y'all feel like my opinion may not be necessary on this in this regard. But in the end, most of that tax money you're gonna get is because you got dependents, because you got children. If you spend most of that on that damn Coach bag, Birkin bag, whatnot, and them kids still walking around in kids size 12 from Walmart, you wrong as shit, okay? You don't spend some of that money, a good portion of that money on your children, you wrong. Shame on your selfish behind. I said,
Girl, stop.
And there it is. We don't qualify. Oh no, we went there already. But the T is this: it's a loan, not a grant. You're gonna have to pay it back. And then of course there's that as well. Trust and believe some kind of way they're gonna make a way for you to pay that back. Especially if the Republicans take back over the House and the Senate. Yeah, it's happening. And for y'all, I'm telling you now, this ain't even no bold prediction, it's a fact. At some point, they're gonna be raising these taxes. It may not be now, it may not be 2 years from now. But sooner or later, our taxes is gonna get raised. Don't blame Joe for that. Y'all need this to happen, right? Y'all want that 1,400. That's what's gonna happen on the other side of it. Just be ready. Okay, you have to enjoy your money, but also be responsible. Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
That's the bottom line. I'm not saying don't go buy no shoes. I'm saying you don't need no Yeezys. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
That ain't necessary. Because bottom line, y'all want to get some good stuff, just wait about 4 months and then go to the pawn shop. There's going to be a lot of good deals going on there. You know why? Because these people balling out now, they'll be selling that stuff to the pawn shop. Trust. Not me. That's these young cats. Man, I'm 50 years old. I'm about traveling now. I'm 52, cuz I understand that. I get it. Like I said, you living your best your early retired life. I ain't mad at that. But in the same token, you're not about to sit there and months later be broke as a joke. I'm talking about these irresponsible folks that's going out here. They had all this tax money, unemployment they ain't never seen in their life, the 600, the 400, 300, and now we looking at September. It's time for everybody to be back to normal, and you is just as broke as you was before. No. I have to go for now. Be back soon. You see that young lady right there with Amy? That's Miss Beautiful Ruby. So she checking in and out. That's usually why she got to tend to her child.
Hey, Ruby.
She love that cute baby. I ain't mad at her. That baby beautiful. But anyway, okay, we about to take a commercial break. Get some more libations in right quick. So some of these fine commercials we done made for you. And after that, we're going to talk about the real thing we came to talk about. The GirlStop Podcast. Because here, we got the host right here. We got to talk about what they doing. That's what it's about. I ain't selfish like that. This is my show, though. Y'all better recognize. Get off my live. We'll be right back.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Behind the Blue Curtain, Saturdays at 11 a.m. Eastern. Unscripted talk on police reform and race relations.
And now, Behind the Blue Curtain's law enforcement liaison, retired 32-year Chicago police veteran, homicide detective, former commander, sergeant, grant writer, lecturer, and adjunct professor, Joseph J. Mosley.
Behind the Blue Curtain's Minister of Common Sense, former 12-year Fort Worth police officer, educator, voice of reason, and unapologetic practitioner of sound judgment, the young scholar, LaRonda Young.
Behind the Blue Curtain's co-host, fact checker, and investigative journalist, Isidoro Rodriguez.
Untitled Network presents Pastor Sean Love. Pastor Sean Love, devoted father and husband, a residing pastor at the River Rouge Bible Assembly in River Rouge, Michigan. Join him as he gives us messages from God's Word, Bible study, and encouragement. You can find him on YouTube under Sean Love.
Set your place on fire. Let's get higher. I'm gonna set your place on fire. Let's get higher. I'm gonna set your place on fire. Let's get higher. I'm gonna set your place on fire. Let's get higher. I'm gonna set your place on fire. Let's get higher.
What's up, everybody? We are back. Get Off My Lawn Live. I'm your host, Big E, and I have with me the ladies who host that fine audio podcast, GirlStop. And for those of you who are not familiar with their work, those of you not part of my Nighthawk Network page, it's not, and you want to be invited, just let me know, particularly if you're fam. Let me know what's going on so I can invite you. We're 175 deep, 18 states, 3 countries. Please be a part of the process. The growth, the movement, I appreciate that. And some of the stuff you will hear on said network is this podcast. Now, here it is. They have come to you, and about sometime last year, October 6, 2020 to be precise, they have given you an introduction to the show. And we're going to play that for you right now and then talk about it. Here we go. Hold on.
Girl, stop living in fear. Girl, stop with the self-doubt. Girl, stop complaining. Girl, stop neglecting your dreams. Girl, stop holding on to that baggage. Girl, stop. Welcome to GirlStop Podcast with your hosts, Elaine and Lateisha, on their journey to live life shamelessly. Hey guys, I'm Elaine. I'm a mother of 2 beautiful children. And no, it's not easy, but on most days, I'm killing it, if I do say so myself. I'm an aspiring entrepreneur, recovering professional complainer. Yes, Lateisha was talking to me, licensed clinical social worker and therapist. Whew. Oh, and working on myself always. Hi, everybody. I'm Lateisha, author, social worker, and successful mompreneur. I am about all things positive, but I am still working through not letting my past define me and building my confidence. As we indulge in some good old girl talk, we will share our perspectives and personal experiences on culture, relationships, mental health, parenting, and entrepreneurship. So no, nothing is off limits. We want to have girl talk with you. Yes, you. So let's continue these conversations. If you have anything you would like to share with us, your experiences, your thoughts, comments, any feedback, make sure to shoot us a DM on IG or Facebook, or you can email us at girlstoppodcast@gmail.com. You can find all of those important details in show descriptions. So please subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss a single episode. Also, share, rate, and review. And thanks for listening. Bye.
And there you have it. The initial trailer that led to the GirlStop Podcast. That is now in episode 18, of which we'll talk about a little bit along some of these other episodes they had. Before we go there, though, and have them really introduce themselves. Let me get some of these comments in. Amy said, guess I'm gonna have to listen to Girl Stop now since you guys are so cool. You better, Amy.
Thank you, Amy.
We're gonna have all that information for you, okay? We're gonna talk about it at the end, y'all. Amy had thing lung. I missed these. What is this pertaining to? Okay. Go back and do the rebroadcast because it'll be on YouTube. Eric Buckner, Nighthawk Network Detroit, and you will see what you have missed, okay? And like and subscribe if you haven't. I appreciate you, cuz I know you got me. Good night, everyone. I'm going to bed. Thank you, Miss Pat. Miss Pat be turning in early, y'all.
I'm Miss Pat. I would not be too far behind you if we wasn't here with Big E.
Give me one more hour, y'all. One more hour.
You good. I prepared for it. Look, you know you got a plan for stuff like this. Look.
Absolutely. Okay. That's your merch. Mompreneur t-shirts, Girl Stop.
That's right.
You need one in like a 4X, 5X, Big Meech. I think that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Y'all might be able to do some merchandise swap. Meech got his own line too. You know what I'm saying?
All right, Meech. Okay.
Look out of the network. Look out for each other. Sure.
That's right. For sure.
Are you both blushing? Talking about that. It's always yeah. Go ahead.
I haven't heard that trailer probably since we recorded it.
I was like, dang, look at that.
So back, isn't it?
Yes.
They both smiling hard. Family messing with y'all. Y'all better stop messing with them, fam.
Oh, man.
Anyway, okay, so that is the introduction as far as the recorder introduction. I want to hear the live introduction. We will start with you, Lateisha. Introduce yourself.
So I am Lateisha, and I am basically everything I said earlier. Definitely working on, overcome that whole self-sabotage thing, have successful businesses, still trying to maneuver that, trying to figure out exactly where I want to be. You know what I'm saying? So it causes you to kind of rethink and reposition. And just trying to live, just trying to be who I am authentically, unapologetically, like we said, shamelessly, just really being me and showing up, showing out every single time. You know what I'm saying? Girl, stop.
Mm-hmm. Now, for those of y'all who always hear me talk about being your unapologetic self, now know where I got that from. That was the podcast I learned that from. And I spread that to others, especially UH2 if you're in the room. I tell you that all the time. Okay, introduce yourself now.
Well, I'm Elaine. I'm Big E's little E cousin.
You see, she look like me.
She's strong. So, I don't know. What should I say? I would just like to say that me and Elle, we started to do the podcast. Well, I prefer doing the podcast. I like to be behind the scenes, doing my own little thing. Elle, she likes to be in front of the camera, do her little live thing. But I prefer, we record in the background, we edit, make it sound good, and then we give it to you guys. So I would say that this, it's nice coming to this, doing the live, sharing what's going on. But one of the things that I'm working on too as well is with Elle, she's really helped me to kind of realize some of the entrepreneurial stuff that I want to get into. And so she's kind of been my pseudo business coach. She may not really know that, but we have so many just productive conversations about the things that we're trying to accomplish. So, I do complain a lot, as I said in the trailer, but it's just my way to get things off my chest. I may complain, talk a bunch of stuff, but at the end of the day, like, I'm going to take care of business and get what I need to get done. And she helps me do that. So that's kind of who I am. The podcast allows me to be myself and be open and honest about things that are going on in my life. And hopefully by sharing those things, I can be kind of a motivation or support to the other women who that's kind of like our target audience. But of course, you men can join in and listen to, because we always appreciate that perspective as well. So.
Well, see, I must admit, last time I checked, I'm a man, and I very much enjoy you guys' this podcast. There's things that you talk about that me as a man can relate to. We're going to get into some of that, but let me get this comment going first. Hold on. You're damn right, 4X Plus. I will gladly invite you over for a cup of tea. A collaboration being in the works is duly noted. In other words, he has his platform. Well, get your tea with Big Meech. That is your invitation to the show. Please graciously accept. But Big Meech has been doing this for 10 plus years. He is far better at it than myself, I must humbly admit. But that being said, I got him first for a change. Usually you get all the good interviews. I got you. You're talking well, man. I'm getting a quality guest. That's what
and let me say, and let us also thank you for having us on the show. Let us thank you, Big E, Cousin E, for having us on the show. We appreciate that.
I thank you guys so very much. Thank you much. I'm glad you are able to do so.
Yes.
But I need more people to look at GirlStop or listen to GirlStop Podcast, because people, you will get some very good insight. As you can tell, this ain't one of these podcasts where you put two people together and they fake like they friends, but in real life, they don't smurf with each other. These are two actual friends. It comes across very clear in their conversations with one another. But in the same token, they are not yes friends. They're not, yeah, girl, whatever you say, girl, yeah, girl. No, they will get into each other's butt about things. They will keep it 100. That's the type of friend you want in your life.
Absolutely.
Okay. I didn't know if I could listen. You absolutely, cuz. We're going to give you the information where you can find them at. It's several platforms, just like my audio podcast that some of y'all know about, but other y'all in the fam, y'all didn't listen to. Hurting my feelings. Y'all bad. I'm trying to grow a network here. I got all these butlers out here in the world. Missouri full of butlers and millers and such and whatnot. If y'all put me on, I'm on. That's about 5,000 deep. Half the time, I'm out here. But I digress. Anyway, so ladies, here's the thing. Like I said, I listen to the podcast. You know, as you know, I post them on the network. I get much good feedback, particularly for young women like yourself. It's good to have you guys, because most of the people on my podcast network, we kind of up there, a little slightly long in the tooth, in our late 40s, 50s, almost early 60s, most of us. But we do talk about many different subjects in regards to our people. That's why I call Nighthawk Network, our voices for our people, because that's what it's about. And you know, we have a diverse audience. We have people who are women, we have people who are men, we have people who are heterosexual, we have people who are, as me calls them, the alphabet children in regards to the network. So we got a lot of different perspectives going on, and as a result of that, we can talk about a lot of things that a lot of people in our communities don't take the time to talk about or scared to put out there like that. And some of the things that you guys talk about in the podcast is that as well. Figured it was just for women. No, cuz, not at all. You as a male, you can get into it. For example, let's talk about some of the episodes, in particular, some of them that I really particularly cared for. Now, first of all, I already told y'all my favorite episode was episode 4, when we talked about trauma bonds. Now, some of these things is deep, and it takes that 50 to an hour that it takes those guys to explain them. But some things you can kind of give a brief discussion and have a clear idea of what it's about. Trauma bonds, I feel, is one of them. So since you brought it up, Lateisha, on the show, could you explain to the people what trauma bonds are about?
Well, it's when you're basically bonded with someone because you both have experienced some type of trauma. So it comes in the form of like this intense, you know, maybe love or, you know, affection, you know, but it's really unhealthy and it's really toxic. It doesn't really progress the relationship, and it's almost like it's the feeling, because you know, trauma, your body responds to trauma in that, you know, heartbeat and, you know, those endorphins and all those chemicals going to your brain, and, you know, your palms might be sweating and all these hosts of other things, which a lot of times mirror, you know, love or, you know, strong affection and strong attraction. And you find yourself with this person, and really the only thing that you actually have in common is the fact that you both have experienced some type of trauma that is more than likely unhealed.
Mm-hmm. Now, the example in my life that I took, because keep in mind, I was getting out of a very toxic relationship at the time, but I realized part of what led us to be drawn to one another is the common trauma bond we had in regards to our parents and what happened in that situation, where basically we both had a controlling mother. Love you, Pat, but you know how you was. And, you know, we had a father that was kind of there and kind of not there sometimes in regards to things, and wasn't the type of person we could just go and have a serious discussion with. So we kind of bonded in regards to that. But in the end, because she was younger than myself and I was older, it started to be a relationship where, okay, on the one hand, we supposed to be two adults equally yoked or whatnot. But on the other hand, I'm your father, helping you take care of yourself, trying to better yourself. You my dependent. And that situation started to come and lend itself to that, like, look, I can't do this with you. We both supposed to be grown together. I'm grown. You're not quite there yet. It's not my job to pull you up from that. You got to kind of work on some of that yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Check back in a couple 20 years when you get grown and stop drinking so damn much. But
not a couple 20, not a couple 20, a couple 20. Because what you find yourself doing is, like you said, you end up raising them, or you end up trying to fix them. You know, you want to help them, and they might not even realize what the disconnect is in the beginning. So here you are spending so much time trying to correct somebody or heal somebody for them, when really you should be spending that time to work on yourself and your own healing. You know what I mean? And it's like a huge distraction. And then you find yourself, and then sometimes I think we talked about this in the show too, E, but like sometimes you do it kind of purposely because you really don't want to deal with your own thing. You know what I'm saying? You know you got some shit you need to be healing from, but it's like, well, they need me. You know, this relationship, it's just too much going on with them. Let me be there for them. And it's like, no, you need to work on you too, because then you'll start to attract people that are healed. Then you'll start to attract people that, even if they're not all the way, they're in the process. They want to. They've recognized, they've accepted the fact that this is something I need to work on. Because if not, you're going to keep on having the same issue with everybody. You're going to keep hurt, because what do they say? Hurt people hurt people.
Exactly.
Because ultimately you yourself can't heal somebody else. You can heal yourself, but you can hold space for somebody to do their own healing. But you at the same time, you don't want to neglect yourself, you know, the time and space that you need.
Right.
You can help hold their hand through the process, but you don't want to be the one, and you can't be the one to do the work for them.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
True. Okay. Cuz I figured it was just for women. No, cuz. No. I'm still a KU and MU grad, so wrong. All right.
I'm an MU fan at heart.
Okay. This is Miss Barbara G checking in. Hello, Miss Barbara. Beautiful young lady. You are saying, how do you find your confidence when you constantly doubt yourself? That's an excellent question, Barbara. Ladies,
go ahead. You start.
I would just like to acknowledge that when you do constantly doubt yourself, that it's hard to find your confidence. But so many times we tell ourselves stories and we tell ourselves things that aren't true. So it's just when we keep feeding ourselves those false statements or those false accusations about ourselves, that naturally brings down our self-confidence. So we have to intentionally kind of lay out those thoughts that we're having and kind of do an investigation. Find some evidence to either prove or disprove the thoughts that you're having about yourself. And as you kind of work through doing things like that, and you recognize like, hey, okay, the things that I'm thinking about myself aren't true. I can't prove them. Sometimes that tends to boost your self-confidence. You know, being around individuals who lift you up. Like, for example, like I have all of my friends, like when I step into a room, if I'm feeling some type of way, I'm not feeling good about myself, they instantly lift me up. They're constantly pouring into me. So even when I'm not feeling confident about something, I have people on my team that are going to make me feel confident about myself. So just surrounding yourself with people that see more in you than sometimes you see in yourself is important, but also just, you know, recognizing that, hey, I am self-doubting myself. Hey, I do have some pretty, you know, low self-confidence, low self-esteem, low self-image. We've all been there. We've all experienced that. And so just acknowledging it, and then, you know, just pouring into yourself the same way that you probably pour into other people.
Yes. I second all of that. And then I want to add, just tell yourself affirmations all the time. All the time. When you go to bed, when you wake up, write them down, put them to yourself, you know, because I heard this on one affirmation before. It's like, I am is the only statement no one can ever say for you. Because when you say I am, whatever it is, I am beautiful, I am smart, I am confident, I am successful. When you say that to yourself, it's just the same, like he said, when you tell yourself all the negative stuff, you start to believe it. So let's counter that with some positive affirmations, some positive statements. And then we're human, you know, you are going to have days where it's not going to be so good. You are going to have times where those thoughts are going to come up. But that's when you tell yourself, girl, stop. We don't have time for that today. We is on a mission. We trying to get it. You hear me? We don't have time to do that. So that's when you come to you counter, like he said, with a whole nother thought. You know what? You are capable of this. You are going to try this. Doesn't matter how scared shitless you are, you're gonna do it anyway, and you're gonna rock it out. Keep moving.
Mm-hmm. Y'all so smart. I love it. Okay, yes, you are, cousin. Yes, you are. Okay. Opposites don't attract to cancel each other. We attract that which is similar to ourselves, and that energy is what grows into toxicity. So true. Me and Meech, we very much simpatico when it comes to stuff like that. We are the nurturing kind that like to we got you. We gonna we see the good and ignore the bad.
Yes.
And we get mad because we sitting there singing the Brownstone. I don't want half of you. And the other half you giving us, that's the part we don't want. Anyway, holding someone's hand through the process does not mean go through the process for them, because doing so means that it has become your process. Absolutely.
Yep.
So agreeing on that. Always tell yourself, I am enough. Absolutely, cousin. Agreed. Now, okay, another episode, and I think one that will be beneficial to my audience, because I know my demographic. My cousin, he is not so much this show. He is more my other show, Game Time Audible, 9 p.m. tomorrow. Tune in. I know you'll be there, cuz. But anyway, most of my audience for this show are women, and women who are parents. So let's talk about the episode where we talk about the virtual learning process. And in particular, my favorite story from the GirlStop Podcast. Please tell that story for me, cousin. I love it.
What episode was that? Let me see. I want to okay.
Virtual learning. The breaking of the laptop.
Okay. So the funny thing is, he just came down here and asked me if he could get my credit card. No. For what?
Because it's wilding.
What are you up there doing? And the only reason why you're on this game is because I need you distracted so I can do what I'm doing right
here. Yes.
But for most people who have children, either you've been in person in school, or you've been virtual, or you've been back and forth. So my situation was, I have to go to work. So my son went to school, but of course, they're very precautious. If someone may be positive for COVID, they send us home. We have to do virtual for a week, and I have to work from home, which is almost impossible. But there was one day I left to go run some errands, and I left my son home with his virtual learning, his school laptop, and was like, do your reading, do this, do that. And I got a message on my phone that said, Mom, the laptop's not working anymore. Okay. So he sends me a picture. The whole screen is jacked. It's just lines everywhere. Like if your TV falls off the stand and it's just, the screen is just, it's over with. So I'm like, Landon, how does that happen? He's like, I don't know. I didn't do anything to it. I said, well, this can't just happen. Like, something has to be done to the computer for it to look like this. So what did you do? He swore up and down he couldn't remember. Mm-hmm. So me, if you listen to some of the other episodes, I'm working on trying to remain calm, and when I'm getting filled with rage because now the laptop's broken. I have to pay for it. Now it's my problem because you broke the laptop. So I come home and I'm looking at the laptop, and finally he gives me the story that he accidentally was reading, and while he was reading, he accidentally tripped over and stepped on it. Now explain to me, I don't know, maybe the listeners know, maybe y'all know, but if you're reading something on a laptop, how do you actually at the same time step on it as well?
Now, see, the funny part was the story as itself is funny, especially if y'all know Landon. Like I said, I don't know Landon, but I know him from seeing him on the Facebook and whatnot. And, he don't look like a kid that would come up with some type of scenario that's that. But then, of course, when they discussed it on that particular episode, what was your thought process, Lateisha, in regards to what happened?
He just was like, I'm done. I don't do this no more. I'm about to. He was like, forget this. They want me to go to school? Okay. If I don't have to go to school on, I bet I don't have to go.
So basically, we think young Landon said, you know what? I think I ain't doing this no more. I want my motherfucking friends. I can't deal with it. I can't deal. And he had a moment with himself, but then was like,
He was like, oh, man.
Yeah.
He looking at it like, what am I gonna do?
Right.
Tell her, you know.
Now you gotta come up with a story. Now you need a story. I still owe $400. I still
right,
owe.
but look at this. This is why we do these shows right here. Oh my God, you both have given great advice. I'm definitely a new fan and subscriber. Thank you.
Yes,
yes, that's what's up. I love that. Look at your accomplishments. Look at what you did and do well, and pat yourself on the back whenever you feel you want others to do it for you. That's right, Meech.
Yep.
Give him that quality in his own regards. But before we get into the show a little further in regards to the podcast, I want people to kind of get an idea of what your educational backgrounds are like. Starting out with you, E, you know, what brings you to this moment? What have you learned along the way? Where you learned it at?
So as my cousin has stated, he had made a comment about, MU to KU. So I'm getting sleepy too. Hold on. So I got my bachelor's in psychology, and my psychology and Spanish at the University of Missouri. So we call it MU. And then I was pretty fascinated with psychology and counseling and wanted to pursue that route to being able to help others. And so then I ended up going into social work. And so now I have my master's degree in social work. And one day, as Elle knows, eventually I'm going to be Dr. something. I want to get my doctorate. I don't necessarily need it for any real rhyme or reason, but that's just always been a goal of mine to obtain my doctorate degree. So that is something that I am kind of in the background pursuing. That's like a lifetime goal. So I'm not actively working on it right now. But probably about 3 years from now, I'm going to at least hopefully would have started my doctoral program.
All right.
That's me and my educational background.
Okay, and yeah, they'll make another doctor in the family. Shout out to a doctor that will probably check in at least on the later part of the episode, if not on the rebroadcast. Dr. Marla Facey, also part of this wonderful Nighthawk network of mine. Shout out to you, cuz. Love you. You know that. You see your fam on here? You see that? I know you like that when you see it. But anyway, let's get to you now, Lateisha. What is your educational background?
Well, before let me add to my friend over here. She's licensed clinically. Okay. So let me say that. So not only does she have the education, but she went and got even more training and more supervision, and then took a licensure, and then took more supervision to get another license. So she's clinically licensed.
Okay. So what I need you to do is stop the humble and put some respect on your own name. How about that?
Girl, stop. Yes, okay. Clinically licensed. So right now she can do everything that she can do, anything she wants to do with that clinical license. You know what I'm saying? So yes, let's not forget about that now. You know what I'm saying?
Thanks for pointing that out for me. Okay, good looking.
All facts. Okay.
So I am. I have my undergrad in social work, and I have my master's in social work. I went to MU as well. Shout out to Missouri University, Columbia, and I'm in the field too. Working in mental health as well, and then I'm licensed at the master's level. So I haven't taken those extra clinical hours for that other licensure yet, but. I have a lifetime goal of getting my doctorate as well. In our field, you don't necessarily have to have it, you know what I mean, to do your private practices and, do therapy, but it is just still it's that extra education. And once you kind of have that need for learning, I guess, it's like, okay, now what? I got this one, so now where I can go. And honestly, I think we both probably would have already done it by now, or at least started it. But it's like one of those things, it's expensive. And then it's like, who wants to add more money to already the student loan? And then there's programs that give you stipends, but of course you would have to move to that state to get that. And, so yes.
Check this out. You see that person right there? Look who's checking in. Look at all the fans.
Hey.
That's what's
up.
All I'm saying is next week when they're not on, can y'all still come watch the show too? I love y'all. Y'all had a podcast. I'll put you on.
You have to bring us on more.
Yeah. come back.
That's it. You know it's true because not only did I like their podcast enough to bring them on, I put them on the network. I introduced y'all to all of them. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
Ask Dr. Stacey, her as well.
And also, though, cousin, like you've given us so much good feedback that we use that to help with the production of our podcast. Like you tapping in every week and giving us that feedback has been extremely helpful.
Yes.
Thank you guys for that. Keep in mind, I have not been doing it as much these last several weeks, but as y'all see, I've been a little busy.
Yes.
Doing a few things.
Yeah, you're doing your thing, cousin.
Like I said, this is one of several projects I'm working on. For those of y'all on the network, y'all familiar. I got my computer stuff. I got my other podcast. I got my Bigo thing going on. We talked about that a little bit last week. I'm not just gonna sit here and cook all that delicious food y'all see on my page and not do nothing else.
Okay.
Because I know I'm still Big E, but I'm 32 pounds less of Big E. So yeah, Uncle B, if you see me in the building, yeah, I'm not just sitting here just getting fat. And yes, I do eat vegetables, sir. You're gonna stop saying that. Don't be mad because I'm good at what I do. I'm a cook in real life, okay?
Not for play. Look, tell them not for play, Big E.
Y'all see my page, right?
Yes.
I finally had me
all the time.
I finally had me a good meal this weekend because my sister was in town and she cooked for me. Well, she cooked for us.
Mm-hmm. Now hold on, E. One recurring theme in the podcast that we must discuss. Hold on, let me address this. Well, gotta go golf in the morning. Love the show. Catch you tomorrow. Look at you bragging because your weather all nice where you at. But yeah, you have fun, cuz.
Okay, let me ask this. Where is Mr. Bucket?
Buck is down there in Georgia, if I remember correctly.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, so, if it's a nice day here, it's going to be like 65 tomorrow. I know they got some nice weather coming tomorrow.
Yeah, he was rubbing it in our face. No.
Yeah, he went there. That's what's up. Yeah, but, okay, here's the thing, E. Now, even on this last episode, the latest episode, we talk about how we are in a place to where we find ourselves living that single life, okay? We ain't got nobody to love us properly and whatnot. And as you go through the episodes, you are very open and honest in regards to why and what you think that is about, in terms of communication skills and not settling for anything less but your best and that type of stuff. Why they don't love us, E? Why they don't love us?
I'm trying to even think how I want to even tap into that, but I will say that, like with the show, I mean, we have a lot of things in common, but there's also some things that are very kind of different about us, which I think makes it a great episode because we're able to have dialogues about different points of view. So, I'm typically coming in from the single, non-married kind of, that viewpoint of things. Okay. I'm in that club too.
Damn, being in that club, I'm a president and playing. I run the door and all of that. I'm the child for that club.
And Elle's coming in from the other side of things. She's married, and she's married. And so,
William Howard, y'all better recognize.
But I think a large part of it is, people. When you set boundaries and you have a level of expectation for yourself and you have things that you're willing and unwilling to accept, it kind of does limit, sometimes the people that choose to interact with you, which is fine because, like we talked about before, I think like red flags and green flags. Whenever someone starts to let you know who they are, they start showing those red flags. Hey, I gotta go. This isn't serving me. This isn't working for me.
Mom, she didn't appreciate that.
Mom knows she ain't been up here in a minute to cook or do nothing, but her food is great too.
Oh, I ain't the only buck in the family could throw down. Shout out to you, Tika. I see you in the room. Tika be throwing down. Check out her Facebook page.
But shout out to my mom. Shout out to my mom. Her birthday is on the 13th.
Right on. Happy birthday,
All right then.
All right, good evening, everybody. What's up, Tracy? Thanks for checking in. I appreciate you. H2 is in the building. It's about time, okay? H2 made an entrance. Good evening.
Is that hey?
So, this is my associate producer, by the way, H2, Elaine the hologram.
Is that the one that does?
Together.
Is that the one that does Hey Bitches?
Yep, that's Hey Bitches.
I want to catch that one. That show looks fun. I want to catch it.
Yes.
See, I told you, H2, they loving your show, boo. Oh, silly thing, you. But anyway, so people, here it is. We are talking to the women of the GirlStop Podcast. That is one Elena Miller. Yeah, she my cousin. You see, she look like me. And you got Lateisha. She is here as well. They are the co-hosts of the show. We have been talking to them. We're going to get into a little bit more things with them because keep in mind, podcast is not the only thing they do. And in fact, this is not even their first podcast. I want to talk a little bit about that when we get back and about some of y'all business. And then, do y'all plugs so y'all can go ahead and handle y'all business. I know it's getting late. I'm a night hawk. I ain't got to work in the morning. I'll be up all night. I ain't going to keep y'all hanging with me. Hold on. H2 checking in. Hey, ladies.
Hey.
Hey.
All right. So, yeah, speaking of H2, I want to introduce y'all to some of her fine work she's doing over there. This is her show and what it's about, okay? And we will also talk about the boy Derek. And once we get back from that, we'll talk a little bit more with the ladies here of the GirlStop Podcast. This show right here, this one, with this face, what's it called? Get off my lawn, live. Y'all know what it is.
Hey, bitches.
And now, once again, from the iconic city of Baltimore, we bring you season 2 of Helena Hologram. Hey, bitches. Let's talk about it.
Hey, bitches.
No, shorty, I got this one. I'm your boy Derek, and it's time for the remix.
Once again, coming to you live from Baltimore, Maryland. It's the remix with your boy Derek. Now let's talk about it. The views and opinions expressed here on Get Off My Lawn Live are those of the host or his guests and do not necessarily reflect those of the Nighthawk Network or its associates. Viewer and listening discretion is advised. Hey, what up, though? EBZ in the building. This is Get Off My Lawn Live. I am your host, Eric Buckner, and we are here with the host of the GirlStop Podcast, one Miss Lateisha and one Miss Elaine. There they are. They have been talking to us about what's going on in regard to their podcast, certain episodes, and you getting to know them in regards to their education. But I want to talk about a few other things in regards to these two fine women. One of which is the fact that, as I stated before the commercial break, this was not you guys' first podcast. I would like to know, first of all, what made you formulate having a podcast, basically talk about that, and then talk about why you eventually switched from doing that particular podcast to this
one. Well, so we actually met years back, and I don't know if we were still working with each other or not, but we came up with this idea, and we were like, he was like, hey, let's have a meeting. You know, we sat down, we talked. She was like, what you think about a podcast? I'm like, cool, let's do it. Let's go. Let's start it. She was like, okay, whoa. Like, I want to do the podcast, but like not tomorrow. And if you notice, like we kind of balance each other out, because E's more kind of like, laid back, and, she wants to have things kind of in order and, playing. And me, I'm like, well, let's just go. Let's just jump in, let's just do it. You know what I'm saying? So after she reeled me back in, we planned it, we discussed it, and we came up with our first concept, or our, the first podcast. And, once we start doing the first one, we kind of found ourselves kind of limited, especially because of the name. It was called, or the name of it was, I Don't Have an Attitude. And the idea was to just talk about your experience, as our experiences as Black women, and, how we don't always have an attitude. Sometimes we look like this, and, really it could be X, Y, and Z going on, but it still caused us to be limited. And we felt like a lot of times we were being too like technical and like, kind of being like, go ahead. What'd you say?
Like too formal, a little too rigid. Like we couldn't just let things flow. We felt like we were almost teaching in a way.
Yes. Yes.
Very interesting. I mean, if you guys are familiar with my audio podcast, it kind of started out in regards to that too. I would listen back on it like, dang, E, you put out some good info, but you sure was dry. You didn't have the energy and whatnot, but I hate how I look on camera. Look at me, all fat and whatnot. I ain't trying to have people see me like that. They're gonna be like, damn, his fat ass don't eat. And instead, I reached out to people like Big Meech and them, and they was like, look, man, you don't see the full potential of what you're doing here. I asked them, should I do a video podcast? And Big Meech got out his tarot cards, and before he even went to that, his other partner, shout out to you, Big Red, was like, look, not only do I see you doing that, you're going to have a series of podcasts on different platforms and different things and whatnot, and it's going to be like a whole network like. And sure enough,
but here we are.
Because as I told you guys, that reaffirmed what I was thinking all along. Mm-hmm. And it was like, see, that's God putting it out in the universe.
That's right.
Make that happen, E. You got this. Right. And here we are. Get off my lawn live. E being his unapologetic self.
Okay. Living life shamelessly. That's right. You hear me? Yes.
15 or 20 listens I was getting there. I'm getting 100 to 200 listens. I am thankful and blessed because God has shown me the way. He's the way where I see no way.
Yep.
Hold on. H2. All right for the motherfucking commercial. That's right. All right for the green screen. You see it?
Okay. H2
getting it here on time. I appreciate them.
H2 noticing all of it over here. You hear me?
Hey, social producer. That's what we do.
Yes.
I'm the social producer for Hey Bitches. So I do the same thing on her end. Had a great show last night. Her daughter was on. She is also in the social work region as well. H2 confirmed that for me. So yeah, she was an excellent guest last night. Y'all need to hook up and collaborate on some things. She was talking about her single life and whatnot, and not accepting no little punk man and all that. So yeah, she's feeling what you was talking about, E. And as for me, I like I said, I listened to your podcast and I realized there's some things that I can work on with myself. But in the end, I done just made some bad choices, y'all. I ain't going there again. For those of you out there that might be considering a chance with your boy Big E, don't come with the half-heartedness, okay? In the end, I'm doing just enough to take care of myself right now. I ain't here to take care of you. I want to be zaddy, not daddy, okay? That part.
All that for you. Hear me? You gotta come with it if you coming for Big E, man. We ain't doing no half nothing. We ain't taking no shots. You hear me? You not coming with it. You might as well go and stay home. Don't even shoot your shot because we taking layups. We ain't doing free throws, okay?
Right. So they don't have to get that call from me. Talk about, girls, let me talk to you. I ain't her. I went all the time at the COVID to give her a chance and she done did me wrong. Well, I can't do it. I can't do it. Love stinks.
And seriously, and that's why we gotta pay attention to the red and green flags too, though. You know, that's why we definitely have to pay attention to it. And like we said, make sure that we're working on ourselves. So when we attract these different people, because again, you attract what you are. You know what I'm saying? When you start seeing some stuff you don't like, you got to say, whoa, I'm good on you. You got to go, like he said, or you can sit there and keep dealing with it. Either way, you got to be okay with whatever these decisions you're making because you got to live with it. You got to live with it.
And know this about E. When I'm done, I'm done. Rap. Reynolds rap. Okay, hold on. H2 is saying, I'm like the MD State Lottery. You have to pay to play. Okay, then. All right, pay-per-view. I ain't mad at that, H2. And then what you give them at the end of the night, tell them what happened at the end of the night, H2. You're going to love that part. But anyway, so yeah, the first show, rigid, wasn't quite fitting what you really wanted to do. Took a step back, reevaluated, and then y'all came with the GirlStop. So in that evaluation process, what made you think, okay, I know what we need to do. Let's do this.
I mean, I think at the same time, then when we decided to take a break and transition, we both just had a lot of other, like you said, we do a lot of other things besides the podcast. So we were just in a place where we had a lot going on. Not like when I say a lot going on, I don't mean like negative stuff, but we just had a lot of things that we were working on. So we said, hey, let's just take a moment, let's pause, let's breathe, and let's figure out what we're doing. So we consulted with the podcaster consultant, and we spoke with her to just bounce our ideas off of somebody else. Then we went through a podcasting class just to see, like, we had been doing it and we liked our content, but we just wanted a fresh set of eyes to look at it and just kind of give us some direction. We joined like a podcasting Facebook group just to get in a space, because I think between us, like, we were the only ones, I think, in our circles that were doing a podcast. So we needed to expand our connections a little bit just to get extra feedback. And so once we did that, then I think we were able to come back together and then talk a little bit how do we really come up with the new name? You want to talk about that?
We kind of, well, when we took the break, I think we just used that time to like really invest in ourselves. So we took the class, we had the with the Facebook group, and we took the courses we had her to bounce off of. So as we were doing that, we kind of just threw like, okay, what is our name going to be? And that had us kind of stuck for a long time because we knew that the name could either like free us, you know what I'm saying, or kind of restrict us. So it took us a second to really figure it out. So we kind of like threw a whole bunch of names in like this bank, and we would kind of just go through and just probe, okay, what you think about this and what you think about that? We just went back and forth. So the name that we really wanted was like Sis Talk to Me or something like that. It was like just candid conversations, because again, that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to just talk, be free, and at the same time keep it real so that somebody else could either be encouraged, could learn, feel motivated, whatever. So as we did that, we went through this like name bank and we started looking up stuff, and it just came. It was like, girl, stop. Like, you know what I'm saying? Girl, stop playing. Like, stop doing that. Stop selling yourself short. Stop making excuses. You know what I'm saying? It's time to live now. We're so used to, especially as women, as Black women, have this thing like, oh, we're strong, we're this, we're that. Like we're not living up to these labels. We're creating our own labels. You know what I'm saying? We're living up to who we are without that. So it was just like, okay, girl, stop. So the other name that we had, we came to her with it, and it was like, okay, are you sure? Because, and then another thing we had to work on too was, even in our trailer, we still were kind of reserved a little bit. You know what I'm saying? We were like, hey, I'm Lateisha and I'm a social worker. And E's like, hi, I'm E and I'm a counselor. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was just real, just cut and dry. And she was like, okay, who cares? Like, what are you going to say about you that's going to make anybody want to even listen to you? You're still on that same old concept of kind of restricting yourself. So we kind of took it on like we kind of really embraced the name, like, girl, stop. Like, stop dimming your light. Stop acting like you don't have anything to say. Stop acting like, you don't know anything. You haven't experienced anything. So that's kind of how the name came about. Like, just a lot of different, trying to figure it out basically. And it just came to us. And then once we had the name, it was just like, cool. You know what I'm saying? We in there and we just kept, brainstorming about it, collaborating on it. And we started like, okay, and we knew we had to come with it this time. Not to say that the last one wasn't good or anything, but we knew we had to come hard with it. So it's like we both listen to podcasts anyway. We both watch podcasts, how you do streaming live and stuff. So we kind of took things from other podcasts that we enjoyed and kind of incorporated into our own, style and way. So that's how we have the different segments. And, we definitely wanted to make sure that we had a segment or a part in our show where we specifically shouted out a woman or showed some type of love, support to some other woman. You know what I mean? So we made sure we put that in there. And then we wanted to have it where we was just like, like kind of how you do with the hot topics. You know what I'm saying? We want to talk about the mess, the news, the ratchetness or whatever. So we made sure we put that in there. So it was just really bringing us and what we enjoyed, I guess, about life and different things that were going on and just bringing it to the podcast so that, we could come on there. We could be ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Because again, we do a lot. We're mothers. We have other jobs. We have businesses. We have people that depend on us. We're daughters. You know what I'm saying? Friends. Co-workers. So it's like all of that just can come out in the podcast without being restricted, without feeling ashamed. Because like we can talk about real life on here. You know what I'm saying? Like from the laptops to the being married to the kids. You know what I'm saying? So that's that is how it came about. So it's like, girl, stop. Like, girl, stop. Like, you know what I mean?
Though, and the show was born and doing okay. Like I said, H2 got a way of dealing with things. She bring them in, they handle bills, and then what happens, H2? Baby white, plastic bag, door. And there it is. In that order.
That is
you know she an OG. You know she an OG, baby. She said the baby pipes. You hear me? The baby pipes.
Ain't no laying up in here. We didn't get what we came to do.
Make sure you fresh. I'm gonna make sure you fresh. So
right.
And then you gotta go.
Right, exactly. And then the go. Peace ad. But anyway, okay, ladies. You did mention the fact that yes, on top of having the most important job and hardest job in the world, that lifetime appointment known as motherhood, you also have other things going on in terms of businesses or whatnot. We got to let y'all plug y'all wares. So by all means, please get into that. E, what you got going on business-wise outside of the podcast?
Well, I mean, I'm not going to say what I was going to say. So this is just what I'll say. So I have some visions. I have some goals, some things that I want to get off the ground. So my vision is to have like a consulting, coaching, and counseling practice. But I've had to shift my thinking on it just a little bit because of COVID. Most services are virtual. And so through collaborating with Lateisha and other people in private practice, I can develop a telehealth only practice. So I'm in the very beginning stages of it. I've done a lot of contract work in terms of providing therapy. So that's the type of business that I want to have, but I'm not up and running yet. I got everything kind of established with the state. So like my LLC, all my business banking and all that, I have that part taken care of. And so right now that's not off the ground, but when it's fully off the ground and I'm accepting clients, and doing speaking engagements and consulting, y'all will definitely know. Yeah.
Yep, and I'm working on my computer skills and whatnot with Microsoft Word, Excel, and whatnot. So when it comes time to do flyers and video promotions and things like that, holla at your cuz. I got you. Okay, but Miss Lateisha, what you got going on business wise? Turn around and look at that board over there. What it say? No, on the other side of you. What that say right there?
Oh, she's a boss. She is a boss. She's a boss.
So I am an author. I self-publish. So those are 3 of my books behind me, and I also have a planner and a journal. So that company is Eclectic Publishing. So the whole idea behind that was just to honestly, like, I just like to read and I like to express myself. I always journal, I've always written, and I just started writing one day, and I was like, it was years afterwards, but I'm like, I'm going to publish this. And then I ended up publishing it, you know, again, self-publishing it. And then that's how Eclectic was born. So that's my first company. Then I have, I'm a notary. So I do loan signings. So I go out, you know, you call me up any time of the day. Hey, I need this signed, Miss Lateisha. Cool. Here I come. You got my change. And then we got that situated. And then I also have a t-shirt and apparel store. And it's mainly online, but I still do like my custom orders, you know, for people that are local and everything like that. So that's called Infinite Possibilities.
Wait a minute. 1, you book solid. I thought I was busy, but 2, you mean to tell me, so when it's time for me to get my book published,
I can show you how to do it yourself, or you can put, that's really what I like, you know, because I'm all about us building our own and being able to, you know, build our legacies and just have something for our families, because ultimately that's what I want to do. I want to have each business ran all by people that I know, my team, you know, my family, the people I love. Even if it's somebody that you know that's good at doing it.
Tell them what we call that when everybody looking out for each other like that. You know what it is, but hold on. H2 was saying, talk to my daughter, Jessica Fauntleroy, who is also in the social work and are looking to expand herself. She's an author as well. Y'all got great.
Yes.
Go back to the network information page last night and look at Hey Bitches from last night. You see exactly what I'm talking about. Do y'all ever have me time? I hear you, H2.
For sure. We have to. We are huge advocates. You know, we're social workers again, and we both have been in mental health, and you know, we still are, honestly. So, and that's what I do part-time too. I still work for a nonprofit agency. You know, I still do PR and work with them. So, but me time is important. It'll be times where I have to turn my phone off, or I'm like, hey, I'm dropping my, you know, the kids off somewhere, and I'm just doing what I need to do for me. Even if it's sometimes I'll just take a ride. You know what I'm saying? I sit in my car sometimes, you know, and get like, you know how they talk about people sitting in the car when they pull up? That's me. My car is my safe place, especially when I'm starting to feel overwhelmed or like too much is going on. But I don't complain about my plate being full because I'm just happy to eat it all.
Exactly. And, you know, people get on me all the time about, okay, you're not taking enough time out to do you. You doing this, and looking out for this, and that person. When are you taking time to rest even? Seem like every time I look up, you was up, you've been up, you're still up, and all that. Talking about her daughter, she has her own business in mental health social work. Exactly. Yes. Like I said, I think y'all all would vibe quite well. But in terms of everything, and then of course you say you're doing the t-shirts as well. You know, somebody to do my get off my lawn live stuff and whatnot. I'd much rather give it to the sister instead of the other man or the brother man. Okay.
For sure. I got you. So that's everything I got going on right now anyway. And not to mention the other stuff.
Did you hit everything? I'm trying to run my mental list of all your businesses. So I can make sure you shout out all your stuff.
See how we keep each other alive. I do want to start. I am starting to get back into real estate. I was in real estate before. I got rid of everything, just kind of get like a fresh start because you know how everything was going, you know, years before. But now I'm ready to get back into it. So that's what I'm in the process of doing now. But once I do that, I'm not really adding anything else because really everything that I'm doing, I'll take that back. Well, I got some other stuff that's kind of brewing, but it kind of fits all into what I'm doing, though, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially when it comes to like the life.
I need some cheese. Exactly.
Yep, I got y'all for sure.
H2
I'm
among
like yours.
other things, she is a fashion designer herself. Went to fashion school and all that. So yeah, we want to hook some stuff up. You know, the network, we working together, but we're not working together. We need to start hooking up and doing some of these things. Sure.
For sure.
Absolutely. But yeah, okay, so here it is. It's almost that time. We're gonna take one last commercial break, come back, finish up so these ladies can go on and handle their other business. As you see, they busy. So I'm so very appreciative they took the time out to talk to my little old self about what's going on with them, because they got a lot going on. So that being said, let me take this commercial break. We will be back for the last segment here. Hold on. What, little Bernie?
I love it.
That's cute.
Yeah, you're right. Little Bernie says, Texas, don't get it twisted. Don't listen to that fool down there. Y'all keep wearing y'all masks and stay social distance. Because in the end, they're not trying to let you do what he's trying to get done for you. If it was up to little Bernie, we all would have been looked out for.
You hear me?
Healthcare and all. But anyway, yeah, I know little Bernie. I know. Anyway, we'll be back. Get off my lawn loud, okay?
Come on now, okay, black on. Get into it. Black on. Look at that David Ford right there. That's his thing. Black on. He don't know Tom. Look at that David Ford. That's his thing. He don't know Tom. Yeah. Yes. Oh, here we go. Oh, I can't see the demons. I can't see the demons, but I can see the light.
We are creating black luxury across this country.
What up, y'all? We are back. Get off my lawn live. That was David Ford from the David Ford Collection. Shout out to you, DF. You in the building. I definitely wants to get him on the show, but he's so busy. That black luxury line is jumping off big time. Yeah.
Those glasses were nice. I like that. Those.
DFCcollections.com. Check him out. Got a lot of good stuff. Keep in mind, more people want to ball out for their stimulus. If you're going to do that, at least give it to the brother man and not the other man. Check out his stuff. See what he got for you.
Okay.
That DF gear, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, what you talking about, H2? That damn Bernie. You know you love little Bernie.
Little Bernie's cute. Little Bernie is cute, though. He's really cute.
He hate when I do little Bernie. But anyway, yeah, we're just sitting here talking to the ladies of the GirlStop Podcast, Miss Elaine and Miss Lateisha, in regards to the podcast, how it started, some of the episodes. We also been talking to them about their business ventures in the future and whatnot. So before we let them go this evening, I want to talk about briefly what is in the future plans for the podcast.
What's in the future, E? What are we doing?
Well, like Elle said, if we got an idea, she's ready. Ready. So we got some stuff coming. Like, so one thing that I want to talk about is what's in our future is this sort of setup where we're able to go we're able to go live. But people who also, have a preference to just listen to the audio only, that's the option too. But if we can start coming live with the podcast, so we can really connect and engage with our audience, that's something that we're definitely looking forward to. Putting me out on the screen, get me more comfortable with that. So she's gonna help me with that. So that's definitely coming. That's definitely gonna be in the works. That's a major goal of ours. Other things that are in the future are what we're doing right now. We talked about, because at the beginning of the year, like we had like a couple days of just planning. We're not recording. We're not doing anything like that. We're brainstorming. We're dreaming big. We're seeing what we can do. Like, we're planning for the whole year, whole 2020-21. And one of those goals was, like I said, going live, engaging with the audience, and then, interviewing folks, and we've done that already. And then, coming on to different shows, really just engaging and collaborating, connecting with the space, the podcasting space. Because when we started the initial podcast and then the beginning of this one, we really wanted our audience to learn who we were. So we didn't really want to bring on a lot of outside influence yet. But since we've sort of kind of established ourselves, now we're in a place where we can start connecting with the space as a whole. So that's definitely a couple things that that's in our future. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah.
All right. Bottom line, you won't get off my lawn live, part of the Nighthawk Network. Several podcasts and podcasters in this network. You are a part of said network. Family, look out for family. Come on now. We're going to help y'all in the process, whatever y'all need in regards to that. Among other things I'm doing, I'm also mentoring people. Shout out to you, Israel, if you're in the room. Israel's room coming to you soon. Shout out to you, Pride Hunter. The Gospel According to Pride coming to you soon as well. Shout out to Barbara G. Got a little project we're working on with her as well. So, yeah, we got other things in the works. And I would absolutely love to see the video live version of GirlStop Podcast, because it definitely works. Y'all wait and see my numbers for this evening. I'm sitting here looking at the screen. It's off the chain.
Hey!
Wow. It will definitely be more people listening and subscribing to the podcast, especially since we're about to tell them where they can find it at. But anyway, if you having any kind of trepidations or whatnot in regards to that, let this today end all that, okay? You got this. If I can show
I'm claiming it.
If I can show my mug on camera every week, 2-3 times a week, you definitely could do it. Because they rather look at you than me. I tell you that. And between you and your partner, y'all got it covered. Speaking of shows, after this fine show, as H2 tends to do, the remix with your boy Derek is coming on 11:15 this evening. We'll probably recap a little bit of what was said tonight, as well as on her show last night. Derek taking over for H2 to talk about stuff. Also, he is saying it's yours for the asking. In other words, you want to come on, hey bitches, the remix, the door is open. We always make that available. Keep in mind, there's also Say What I Said Sundays, part of the Nighthawk Network, Edition T with Big Meech, where Big Meech invites other people to come on and discuss some of the things with us. I'm sure he would love to have you gals as well. So consider that as well. Any other information or whatnot, we'll talk after the show. I'm not a hard person for y'all to find. Y'all know what it is.
Okay.
I take my COO stuff here seriously at the Nighthawk Network.
We gonna come in Nighthawk. We gonna come in Nighthawk Network and just show. Wow, you know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm talking about. And yeah, we're gonna come back and talk about more about the businesses and the books and whatnot. But of course, time is short and we got things to do, especially y'all. I got other things to do and whatnot. Let's talk about the rest of the week, y'all. Of course, tomorrow we'll be bringing with you Mr. Hugh Lee, the sports guru, as we talk sports on Game Time Audible. That'll be at 9 p.m. tomorrow here on this fine network. And Thursday, we will be doing a Get Off My Line After Dark edition. Now, if y'all seen the Get Off My Lawn After Dark edition a few weeks ago, y'all know we went there. We talked about some things. This week will be no exception. Actually, I have a guest that I'm trying to pin down. Miss Laura, if you see this, call me, girl. We're trying to have you on the show. Talk about some things. Because we want to talk about her business. She has Loyal Energy, which is her business. She does crystal jewelry and other things as well. And we also will talk, because it is a mature show for adult audiences. We're going to talk about how do you love yourself? I mean, how do you really love yourself? If you know what I mean. So yeah, you want to put the kids to bed when we had that discussion, because we're going to be kind of honest about that stuff. Not nasty and gross though, okay? After dark, this don't mean that we're about to go on here and be like smurfing and big smurfing this. We're going to talk about it like adults, but we're going to have that talk though. Bring it, says H2, because yeah, Derek will be there to co-host with me. Pin down, really, exactly, because in the end, we don't get my guests, we still gonna do our thing. You know how that go. So yeah, that's gonna be Get Off My Lawn After Dark edition, 10 p.m. Thursday evening. Okay, so that is the schedule for now. I would like to thank you ladies very much for taking part in the show. I appreciate you very much for coming on talking. Before we go, please let people know where you can find that fine broadcast of yours.
Go ahead, Elle.
You can find us on all of your You can find us on all of your podcast outlets. So we're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, all of them, actually. I mean,
Starbreaker is several of them that you can find that particular podcast. And
yes,
you that want to talk about my early evolution and go to check out my audio podcast, of which I will at some point get back to doing, because sometimes I like to deep dive into things and I can't always use the space to do that. That is to Get Off My Lawn Reflections, as I call it now. You can find that on all your audio podcast platforms as well. H2 is saying, I'll start How Do I Love Myself. I bet you will, H2. And I always have a story to tell on that one. It's going to get real interesting, y'all.
I'm going to have to tune in. Thank you, H2. You are very welcome.
All the family members, auntie and all them, y'all sit this one out. Because and all that, y'all know what it is. We wrong. All right, thanks, ladies.
And I'll say really quick, if you want to, you guys can always find us at GirlStopPodcast@gmail.com if you want to send us an email. I mean, just to connect or really anything. You can find us on there. We're also on IG at what's GirlStop Pod?
GirlStop Podcast. I think we are everywhere. Hold on, I'm gonna check real quick.
Yeah, check.
I should know.
And of course, if you can't get in touch with them any other way here at the Nighthawk Network, you can get in contact with me and I can reach them. You can send that information to nighthNetwork313@gmail.com. That's nighthNetwork313@gmail.com. Next month, we will have a phone number that you guys can call to contact us or leave a respectful voicemail as well.
Okay. Yes, it's GirlStop Podcast everywhere.
I'm a virgin, honey. H2 you may be, but we know Derek, he a damn freak. We know what it is.
Yeah, it's the GirlStop Podcast. It's on Facebook and Instagram.
Okay, so GirlStop Podcast everywhere.
And then go ahead and email us, guys. If you have a young lady, a woman, whoever she may be, that you would like to be shouted out on the podcast, definitely send us an email. Tell us her name, tell us why you want us to shout her out, and we will definitely put her in the sis spotlight on one of our upcoming podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
And thank you so much, Big E, for having us on. We appreciate it. We part of the Nighthawk Network. You hear?
Absolutely.
Thanks for having us. It's fun. Thank you.
Thank you guys for joining. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. It is very appreciated. Okay, H2 already got somebody for you. Barbara Jordan, her favorite. Loves Barbara Jordan.
Okay.
So there you have it.
Okay.
Please. Yep, we got you. Okay, so that being said, y'all, we about to call it a night. This has been Get Off My Lawn Live. Before I do that, of course, I got to shout out my other player partners here in the Nighthawk Network, because that's how we do. We support one another, okay? We have, of course, right here, the ladies of the GirlStop Podcast that you will find once a week on the network. We got to find a permanent place where I post that every week so you can find them continuously. But right now, some parts of the week, I'm like, y'all need to hear this on Wednesday. Sometimes I need to hear this on Monday. I'm going to find y'all a permanent place so we do that, okay?
Okay.
People know where to find you all the time. But anyway, hold on. One last comment it appears before I move on. Sweet dreams, ladies. Be safe. Thanks, H2. They appreciate that. Remember, the remix at 11:15 this evening after this fine broadcast. Check in and see what Derek has to say in regards to this show and other things that's going on in life. Again, we have other shows in the network. They are Pastor Sean Love Presents. You will see that episode tomorrow morning. I will be posting that because as I feel we need a little bit of religion every day. God is always with us, so some days we need to always be with him. You know what I'm saying? We got Behind the Blue Curtain with Stan Mason and his partners as they talk about things in regards to police reform and things of that nature. I'm pretty sure they're going to definitely get into what's going on with the George Floyd trial this week and in regards to how that works out from their aspect. We got Dish of Tea with Big Meech that you can find now on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays around 9:30. Him and his partners, Aunt Nikki and Big Red. Shout out to both of you guys. We, of course, have Monumental Moments in God's Word with Dr. Marla Facey on Thursday night. Shout out to our cousin. I know she will be checking this out on a replay episode. Appreciate you as well. Of course, we talked about Hey Bitches with Elaine Hologram. And like I said, we have the ladies here and shows on the way, including Israel's Room, which we will probably bring you another episode of sometime next week. We can get together and get the kinks worked out on that. Call me Israel. Call me nephew. Okay, excellent shows. I'm so glad to be part of the the Nighthawk Network. Typo, I know. Okay, hold on. Nighty night, I got to read my book, which is The Coldest Winter Ever. A lot of people reading that book lately, I've noticed.
Because the second one is out.
Yeah. There actually is a Bigo book. There's a Bigo book club. Shout out to you, boo. You know who you are. That is doing a book club reading on the 14th, and I'm supposed to partake of that. I gotta get the book to do so. We'll deal with that. But anyway, we're about to get up out of here. Thank you guys again for tuning in. Thank you guys for being a part of the show. I appreciate it. You are welcome to come back anytime. Matter of fact, you will be back. Okay, let's just put it out there.
We're gonna be back.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you for having us. We appreciate it. It was definitely fun.
I appreciate you guys. So anyway, this has been another fine episode of my show, Get Off My Lawn Live. Tune in tomorrow when Game Time Audible comes in with my host, Hugh Lee. I am going to leave you with that good old thing that we call the outro. And after that, we're going to go do what we got to do, okay? Until then, be blessed. Remember, like my man Stan Mason always says, life is not a Trump rally. Wear your mask, social distance, be safe, and give you 6 feet. Whether it's going to be horizontal or vertical, hella bad, it's all the same. Bottom line, it's over. It's not over yet. It is real. Don't play with it, okay? So that is that. Good night, everybody. Thanks again, y'all. We out.